In today's world, we live in a society of consumption. To be frank, everything we do today is about survival. We don't live, we survive. We are born to fight for survival. That's how it all works. But who made things work this way? By someone, somewhere, at some point in time. The question is, does everyone agree with the way it's set up? And here is a very interesting point. In fact, if we were to ask the entire population of the Earth whether they are happy with their lives, with what is happening around them, in their country, in the world, we would hear quite pessimistic answers: lack of money, uncertainty about the future, insecurity, problems. Ask them, would they like to change something for the better? Would they like to live in more comfortable, safe, and free conditions? 99% would say, yes, we would like to. It's natural, we all want to live better. Next, perhaps, the response would be, but what can I change alone? And here is the point, why do 99% want to, but cannot? It looks somehow absurd. 99% want to, but can't. How is this possible? How? Yes, that's how it's all set up by someone, somewhere, at some point in time. And what are we? Why do we agree to it? Yes, we agree for some reason. There are many things that do not suit us in the society of consumption, but we find ourselves in a silent, passive boycott. Do you know why? Because we are divided, we've been fragmented, and we have been deceived too many times, and we have stopped believing in the good. We have become weak. Okay, we don't believe it, but what will change? What will change for the better if we don't believe and do nothing? Here's another absurdity. We want to live better, but we don't want to do anything on a global scale. How come? I want to live better, but I don't do anything about it. Well, how come? So, maybe I don't really want to live better. I want to, but why don't I do anything? Maybe it's because there hasn't been a great unifying idea around which we could come together, believe in ourselves and our own strength, and believe in each other. Today, this idea exists: the Creative Society International Project, aimed at solving all of our problems and improving our lives in the literal sense of the word. Here are the 8 pillars of a creative society. Take a look. Who doesn't want to live like this? And what can we hear in our heads? Just listen carefully now. The voice that begins to tell us and prove with arguments, referring to history, about how everything is complicated, difficult, tricky, and how it has never been and will never be. Why? Here's another absurdity. We want to live better, but we don't want to believe that we are able to. How is that possible? Look, it's an absurdity on top of absurdity. We don't believe in the power of our unity. Why? Is it because we're afraid of one another? But in reality, we are all normal, decent, kind people who want the same thing in all countries and on all continents: peace, prosperity, and goodness. The only thing that can unite us today is the idea of building the creative society. Everything else, as time and experience have shown, is untenable. Why am I so sure? And what reason do I have to be unsure? We have no other way out. There is no other way out, only the creative society. To understand this, let's check out the creativesociety.com website and start exploring it on our own while we still have time. One more thing, let's together sign the verdict on the consumer society. Let's take a sober and careful look at the absurdity around us. Seeing it, it is much easier to give up the consumerist attitudes programmed into our minds. Give up the negative information programs merely in our consciousness and shift towards creative ones. The website and a little bit of your time is all it takes to sort it out. Don't delay.